You're gonna need some Elite Ball knowledge to remember what Fear the Reaper is. A cool looking game made by a one-man army, which means a one developer man working on this game alone, and judging by the trailers, it is looking fan-bloody-tastic. Now this game, when it was announced the first time, it got some traction, but then ultimately it went down in the shadows considering there was a lot of stuff being worked on behind the scenes that the developer wanted to keep quiet about, which I fully respect, by the way. You want to keep your product a surprise for the consumer, and now we have received 2 trailers over the span, and I'll be covering the Reaper trailer, because first of all, the Resident trailer was out for a while, and the second reason, I'm probably going to be playing Reaper a fuck ton anyway, so yeah. Now, in case you're wondering if there's a beta coming, yes. Now, I do think the first beta is going to be a closed one and only for founders. Now, if you want to get guaranteed access for the first beta, then you have to join their Discord server. Head over to their announcement channel and then scroll up to see this post specifically, and then let the rest guide you from there. Also, taking another look at this, I was indeed correct. So if you get founder, you will get a guaranteed spot in all the closed betas. But don't worry, if you don't want to buy the founder packs, there's also open betas coming. But of course, I think these are only limited to some people. So if you want your chance, then I do highly suggest joining their Discord server. Now, what has this game driving me is the fact that there's a lot of passion being put in this project. You can tell, because as I said before, this is made by a one-man army, and from what you're seeing right now, which is a gameplay trailer of the Reaper, this game looks incredibly good for being made by only one guy. Now let's start covering the game. So starting off, we get to see this, and this reminds me a lot of last year, where you can vanish and appear, and it seems like when you're in line of sight of a resident, you cannot do this, which definitely does remind me of last year. Here's some more footage, and you can see the phone. Now, this is only appearing when it's late game, so don't expect to see the phone right away. Neither you or the residents can see the phone till late game, as in the symbol, so be sure to patrol around it when you have the chance. Now, here we see the appear mechanic again in action, and it seems like when you're in the silence mode, aka invisible mode, you can also not see the residents, so this will be a very audio cube based ability. Now, from what I'm gathering here is, if the Reaper manages to catch you, he can insta-kill you, but there's a button mash in prompt. If you get it, you free yourself. Otherwise, oh well, say bye-bye to your guts. Here we see the Reaper attempting to get into a locked door. Now, locked doors are a key essential to survive and to stall the Reaper from killing residents, so this is definitely a thing as resident you have to do. But a funny thing is, the Reaper can actually appear in the house with you if you're very slow with opening that door, which can cause for some very funny horror movie cliches, which I'm totally in for, by the way. From what I also gathered is the fact that the Reaper will have no tracking abilities in the first 2 minutes of the game, so as resident you can just take your time without being scared of getting insta-killed, unless you're very unlucky. Now, residents unfortunately can fuck himself over right away. If they trigger an alarm or something, they will be highlighted with a cross, which can, yeah, that's just a scream for the Reaper to come get you. Now, the difference between a red cross and an orange cross is an alarm being set off by a resident, while the red cross means they're insta-killable. Now, once your tracking abilities are active, you can actually detect the runners, and by approaching the area where they started running when you trigger your ability, you'll see an arrow into the direction they ran off to. Now, I'm pretty sure residents do not know whether their footprints are being detected or not, but if that is the case, then you could pretty much use mind game the Reaper, but I don't think it's going to be the case either how. Now, if you're wondering why the logo of the Reaper keeps appearing, no, it's not a shameless plug to remind you you're playing Fear the Reaper. It means a resident is nearby, so use that information at full potential if you please. Now, here we see chase mode, and this only triggers when the Reaper locks eyes with a uncrouched resident that also is running, and then this is where chase mode starts. Now, you can see that the Reaper is starting very slow, but that's the neat part about this game. The longer a chase takes place, the more rage and the more powerful the Reaper becomes during that chase. So it's not a fuck around Dead by Daylight pallet looping kind of shit. It is literally keep fucking around with the Reaper and he'll get your ass eventually. And that's what I really appreciate about this game. Because I unfortunately cannot take games like Dead by Daylight serious when you have killers like Vecna or Cenobite in the game and they're being stopped by a wooden pallet. Like, come on. So pretty much if the Reaper enters in rage mode, which is the equivalent of Jason entering rage mode, he just doesn't give a fuck, he breaks the rules of physics through the game and he stops playing the game by the rules defined. Now it starts playing the game by the Reaper's rules, which I really fuck with. You can also attempt to kill people now while being in your invisible cloak mode, but if you do grab somebody, your rage mode resets, so keep that in note. There is some balancing to this, thank God. Now the final mechanic we haven't seen is a closet ambush, and this one will trigger when a resident was recently looking at a closet, and you can pretty much use it to, yeah, grab him by the throat and say, surprise, motherfucker. Now, the cool thing about this game is, it also represents the final girl. Now, however, if the final girl dies early, then ho ho, you can say goodbye to killing the Reaper. That was fun. But if you want more information on that from me, then make sure to drop a like and a sub, because I'm probably going to be covering the Resident trailer soon as well. With that out of the way, I thank you all for watching my video, and have a good one. Make sure to drop a like and a subscription for more Fear the Reaper content. Bye bye.